Hey everyone. So a couple of days ago, there was a Pokemon Direct, and I wanted to take a moment and talk about that just a little bit. As you can see, we're currently here at the Wedgehurst station to engage with the Shield exclusive trainer, which will be available in the first of the Pokemon DLC expansions, which I'll talk a little bit more about in a moment or two. But as you can see, this is a free update that comes with the game where you can interact with the region exclusive trainer in your area, as well as interact with a Galarian Slowpoke, which is the first appearance of the Galarian Slowpoke that we've seen. And you do have the option to battle and even capture this Slowpoke, though you will have to wait to evolve this Pokemon until you get exclusive items which will be made available to you in the DLC packages. But at the very least, it's another thing to add to your decks, and it's fun, and why you're going to complain about it if it's free. So, one of the things that I did want to talk about a little bit is the fact that there are a lot of really cool things that you can do with having a main series Pokemon game available on the Nintendo Switch. Now, Pokemon's had a lot of different evolutions over the years where gameplay mechanics have changed, platforms have changed, and one of the coolest things that I saw as a possibility for a Pokemon game on the Nintendo Switch was something that we haven't really been able to see with previous iterations of the game. Starting with versions that were available on the DSi and the 3DS, we certainly had the opportunity to have content that was downloadable or software patches for the game, though they weren't implemented on a very wide scale due to those platforms having a pretty limited memory and most of those updates going through the game cartridges themselves, which can be a little problematic. However, the Nintendo Switch being a console and not a handheld doesn't have that same restriction. So when there was a lot of the drama going around about the whole Dexit movement, Pokemon not being able to be included, or the national Dex not being included in the game, I didn't jump to conclusions too quickly because my thought was, hey, this gives the developers an opportunity to patch in or add more Pokemon or event exclusive Pokemon or other events of that vein in the future. And this Pokemon Direct did appeal to that to some degree. And that was part of where some of my frustrations and also excitement for it came. Because I love the fact that this is the first Pokemon game that we're seeing that has a DLC that's reliable and expanding the game in the way that it is. It's pretty exciting. I myself will probably purchase it as it comes closer. There's no need to pick it up now, as you won't be able to interact with it until June of this year. But it's something to keep in mind, as you will be able to interact more with Pokemon in this platform. And I'm interested in seeing what those DLC packs come to hold. So if you'd like to see more of that, let me know in the comments below. But some of my complaints about there being a DLC-oriented Pokemon game is my belief that you should not publish a game if you don't feel like it's complete in its entirety, or in its entirety just with the base value of the game. Now, if you want to include DLC for free with patches and other updates, that's totally fine. I'm on board with that. But you shouldn't really have to buy expansions to a game to make them more playable, in my opinion. And that was where some of my frustration comes along. Because yes, there is still the possibility and capability of being able to obtain the regional variants or region exclusive Pokemon, or being able to port them over from Pokemon Home, which we'll see being made available to us this next month in February, once the patches go live, or once the expansion DLC comes available. But you really shouldn't have to rely on that. in order to have a complete or fun experience playing the game. So a slight pat on the back to Game Freak for including the ability to allow all Pokemon fans, whether they purchase the DLC or not, to have access to the expanded decks, and of course being able to trade with different characters that you'll interact with, or friends that have purchased the DLC even when you've chosen not to. That will provide a pretty fun ability and upgrade to the overall experience that you can have. But I am a little bit miffed that it was presented in this way, and it's not like I don't want to fork over the $30 that it'll be to pick up the DLC. It's a decently fair price point for what they decided. I mean, I would have liked it to have been a little bit lower, on the $15 or $20 side, but we are getting 2 expansions with this, or 2 sets of DLC with this expansion pass. So if you block that out to being about $15 worth, and it's just a one-time purchase similar to DLC that you've seen for Breath of the Wild, or the ability for purchasing the Fighters Pass with Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or even Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3. You buy the expansion pass once, and you really never have to worry or do anything else with it again. It just is made readily available to you. But if you break it down, you do have to take into consideration that Pokemon Sword and Shield, if you buy them new off the shelf, and I don't see these games dropping in their price value at any point in the near future, they're $60 a piece. And so if you are one of the people who purchased both copies of the game and you're going to get the DLC expansions, you're basically buying a full new game paying the full price of a whole new game. So, that's $180 collectively for both games and the expansion pass, and that's a bit of a high asking price for some of the fans in the community, especially where Pokemon has been around for a long time and is unequivocally the most successful gaming franchise out there. But I still love this game and all the things that have to do with it. I'm excited to see where Pokemon goes in the future, and really just kind of wanted to talk through my thoughts on that expansion and give you a peek into my brain there. But let me know what you think about this in the comments below. I'm interested to see what your thoughts are. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you enjoy the content that I put out. I have committed to daily uploads, so if you're looking to have a fun little video to watch any given day of the week, well, you've come to the right spot. So hit the subscribe button and press the notification bell, and that'll ensure that you get notifications of my videos when they go live. We're coming up on that 50 subscriber mark, which I'm super excited about. I'd like to hopefully be up to, the 100 or 150 mark by the time my channel hits its 1-year anniversary. So looking forward to that. Also, I've got a Smash Brothers parody launching this coming Monday. And I'm super excited with how the track for that's turned out. I'm just putting the finishing touches on the video. So if you're interested in seeing what that looks like, absolutely make sure that you're subscribed, that you at least check back in next Monday when that's come out. Until then, thanks again for watching and listening through some of my thoughts on this, and I hope that you have a fantastic rest of your day.